Is this the next big trend? I'm going to talk about dollar Swiss today, and the first thing I want to go and do is check over our strength meter. So we go into the Blueberry Markets trading room, head down to John's updates. You can come into this room and see the currency strength meter. I post it here every single week. You can click on it, you can interact with it as well. I'm just going to zoom in on this so that we can see what we should be focusing on this week and why in particular am I looking at dollar Swiss to be the next trending market. Well, I can see here that the Swiss franc is this pink line. We can see by the key down the bottom, and the Swiss franc has been one of the strongest currencies recently, ever since pretty much back in October of 2023. We can see that obviously back then the Swiss franc was a weak currency. It then turned and started to trend upwards. So if you were to go back on your charts, look at that date, look at where potentially dollar Swiss was positioned at that point, because opposite to that was the US dollar as a strong currency, which then started to trend to the downside. Now, are we going to get the flip and the reversal of that? Because we can see the Swiss franc in that +5 territory starting to come down now. Is that going to follow through and continue? And we can see the US dollar has now climbed back above that -5 and is showing some strength. So if those two currencies are now going to converge towards each other, that means I need to be alert, because the next big trend could start to form here. So let's go take a look back at that key chart then of dollar Swiss, and what I've got is two charts side by side here. Over this side I'm on the daily chart, and over this side I'm on the hourly chart. And what I like to do is I like to show you how the market can trend on a lower time frame when the daily chart is moving. Now, if I want to be long, let's say I'm a swing trader and I'm looking at the price action on the daily time frame, what would I particularly be looking for? Well, this price action here doesn't really kind of give me any kind of hints really of to what's going to happen next. I can see that we've obviously rallied out of this area here. We've broken through what was resistance, potentially could turn into support. I can see that price has obviously started to slow down here. The market is no longer making any daily closes above the previous close. Okay, so you can see when we are seeing daily closes above the previous close, the market is pushing to the upside. We're not getting that anymore. Price has slowed down significantly here. So that tells me that either we're getting a positioning going on here, or that the market may start to enter a little bit of a pullback phase. Price may just want to recover a little bit, since we have been pretty much long since price came into this real key area of weekly support down towards that 0.8356. So I'm looking to see, will we get that little bit of a pullback? Will we then look to see if price then starts to continue to the upside here, up to another level of resistance? The resistance I'm going to look for is potentially this 0.8800 area, which was the high that kind of formed back in December of 2023. So are we going to see that next big trend? Now, in terms of looking for opportunities on your lower time frames, then you can see I've got the 50 to 200 moving average on this hourly chart. And what I like to look for sometimes, if price breaks through these averages and then climbs back above them, do we see opportunities? Now, obviously, price has broken through the 50 here. I can see there's a large gap between the 50 and the 200 moving average. So if price was to sort of come back towards us and retrace on the daily time frame, what I would expect to see is, as the candlesticks pull back, the 50 will start to curve, the 200 will start to curve. They'll start to kind of converge towards each other again. And then what I'm looking for then is, does price explode out of that, and do we see a continuation to the upside? So very much important in this whole time frame here is the daily time frame. I want to see how the daily closes. If we get a pullback tomorrow, then I'll be waiting. Again, I'll be waiting. As soon as I get some kind of bullish price action on a daily time frame, that to me could potentially tell us that the market's going to push higher. I'll be looking at my lower time frames then to see if there's any kind of opportunities for us. If you don't want to use the hourly chart, you can look at a 4-hour time frame as well. I like the 4-hour when it comes into the 50 MA. So that 0.86 area looks quite good in terms of opportunity. Now, just to kind of prove my point a little bit here, I'm just going to zoom back a little bit, and you can see that in this sort of downward phase that we had in the market, where we had this kind of lower high situation and the market was in a very deep downward trend at this point, you can see every time the kind of market on the 4-hour time frame kind of comes back above the 50 and then closes back below it, we have potential opportunities to see price continue to push to the downside here. Now, obviously, it's going to come to a point where that condition isn't going to be met anymore, and that would have been when price came into that key area of support. Now, the conditions are potentially changing. We've got price above the 50 MA here on the 4-hour time frame, so I'll be looking to see, can we hold above that? Can we head towards 0 spot 8800? Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video.